Is it Tyrod? No, it's Tyrod, and it's the Rizzo Show, and it starts now.
The Hard Rock Rocksino Northfield Park presents The Rizzo Show. And now your host, Tony Rizzo, with co-host Mike Polk Jr.
Hey. Oh, thank you, kids. Thank you. Oh, welcome. Sunday Fun Day edition of The Rizzo Show. So after Friday night's loss to the Bills, Michael, are you jumping off the Browns bandwagon?
Yeah, I'm out of here, man. I've seen all I need to see. No thank you.
You had a show Friday at the Rocksino, so you didn't actually get to see the game live.
I got to watch most of it on the backstage TV, and honestly, you don't need to see an entire preseason game. And I told him, just put it on while I'm up here. Who cares at this point, right?
It was preseason. You are better than preseason football, I promise you that.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Well, Tyrod Taylor went up against his former team and didn't light it up, but he was the engineer of a touchdown drive. Boy, the Browns are getting in the end zone.
Yeah.
It was the great running of Carlos Hyde, though, and a dash of Duke Johnson. Browns worked on running the football Friday. The week before, they wanted to pass. They had 63 rushing yards on their first possession, and they looked possessed to run the football, Michael. That's a good sign. You know, everybody talks about Todd Haley and the passing game, and it's great, but Todd Haley runs the football. Look at what he did in Pittsburgh last couple of years.
No, it's beautiful. It's so refreshing to see, and especially I love that, you know, all three of those featured running backs got touches, and they all did something that looked good yesterday.
Yeah.
There wasn't anybody that hit a wall. Each of them contributed, and it was good to see a real running game, and I think we do have to credit the offensive line for a lot of that. They opened up some holes. I mean, you remember, this is a line that's trying to figure itself out. They lost the only good player that they've had consistently for like a decade, more than a decade, and now they're trying to figure themselves out, and they look solid, especially the starters look good. The line did.
That was Jarvis Landry with that crackback block there to seal that off for Hyde for the touchdown, boy. How about your Browns? Speaking of offense, how about Baker Mayfield? Had some struggles, but I got to say, Michael, not a bad outing again in preseason game number 2. Baker hasn't turned the ball over, folks.
Right.
For a rookie quarterback, that is good. He had 6 drives, producing 10 points, but there were plenty of penalties. Michael, the penalties right now have to be our Achilles heel.
Yeah, hopefully they can figure that out. And I agree, Baker did look, here's what I like. You're right, he didn't dominate or anything, but he didn't look lost. He's, you know, this is his second time playing against NFL talent, and he still looked okay. And you have to remember, he's throwing to the 2s and 3s. Whenever he'd make like a connection there, they'd just be like, and that was caught by McGillicuddy. And I'm like, who the hell is that? So he's also not in there with the grade A guys either.
I think he has really shown poise.
Yes.
You know, I know the Browns' plan is to sit him for Tyrod Taylor, but folks, I got to tell you, I think Baker Mayfield can handle it. I do. There are going to be some rookie quarterbacks that start. I think he could be one of them. We'll have to wait and see. I know the Browns want to do this with Tyrod, and he has been excellent so far. But at some point, folks, Baker Mayfield is your future. Tyrod Taylor's on a 1-year deal. I don't know, boy. I would think about playing Baker some with the ones in the preseason.
I wouldn't even consider it. I understand that perspective, I do, but we get ahead of ourselves all the time, and we end up shooting ourselves in the foot. And I know the argument for, you know, if he's good, play him, but so's Tyrod or Tyrod. He hasn't lost it yet. Has Tyrod done anything in your mind that should say, but I know, we only have him on a 1-year deal, but I think it's a beautiful problem to have that we don't run into very often.
We have 2 quarterbacks that can play.
Yeah.
Before we head over to the defense, how about the cheer for tight end Devin Cajuste, who got the fans going? He is the star, of course, of Hard Knocks. He was highlighted in the 2nd episode of Hard Knocks. A really good story.
It was.
Kid you could root for. You think this guy could make the team, Michael?
No, I do.
I think he could.
What else? What's our depth like?
Seth DeValve is still injured, and I'm telling you, I
hope
believe
you're right, man. That'd be great. It seems like I feel like other people might have picked up on him if he had the goods, and I think we're all getting carried away by an emotional storyline, which is human, and I don't have those sorts of emotions.
Because you're not that human.
No, I'm not that human.
But I do think, listen, he might be good enough to play in the league. That's the bottom line.
And that'd be wonderful. I hope you're right.
But you're right. He might just be a
I think he might be a casualty.
The Browns need a good tight end, and they need David Njoku to step up.
He's got to show up.
When did the Browns have a great tight end? I mean, Kellen Winslow might have been the last time.
Yeah, I guess so. Right. That's probably true.
From the offense to the D, and come get some. Greg Williams, guys. played well last night. First team defense forced 4 straight 3-and-outs.
How great was that,
Michael? And that is, I'm going to tell you something, man. Both sides of the ball look so improved.
Right?
Check out the D here. You know what it is? And Bernie was on the pregame with us Friday night. Bernie Kosar, and Bernie said, and I agree, the Browns are faster on defense.
Yeah, they do look faster.
Remember the play where the Giants rookie, the running back, got out and Saquon Barkley? The Browns ran him down.
Yeah.
I mean,
that wouldn't have happened.
In college, he's gone.
Yep.
But the Browns ran him down. I like the speed on defense.
I like being able to see that somebody break a play like that and not being certain that he's gone. Like most Cleveland defenses, that guy would have been gone, and we're just used to seeing that. And you're right, that was weird to see.
Browns actually have a little depth too. You know who can play, and he's not a starter? Burgess. He backs up. Yeah, he backs up Jamie Collins. Burgess, 52. Man, can that kid play? All right, who do you think earned their stripes, Michael, Friday night? Was it Carlos Hyde, the defense, Greg Williams?
I mean, there were a lot of, you could hand out some stripes. I'm not sure what the barrier is before you're allowed to have your stripe, how successful you have to be. Carlos Hyde looked great. I think, again, I wish I could give it to the whole offensive line. That's one of the most impressive quick growth units to me, the fact that they've managed to get their act together that quickly.
What happens if you don't get your stripes? Like, is there going to be somebody against Pittsburgh in the plain orange helmet? And they'll be like, hey, man,
let's go after that guy.
You didn't earn your stripes.
That guy couldn't get complimented by the Cleveland Browns. That's their weak spot.
Are you feeling a little bit better about Hugh Jackson, the head coach, 1-31? Did he earn stripes for you?
No, not very much. No, I know I want to. You know what? I haven't seen anything incredibly impressive yet as far as that goes. Show me a win. How can you even consider it at this point? I mean, he's here. I think that's a blessing for him. He's won 1 game in 2 years. And I'm sorry if I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt yet, but you've got to show me something first. And no matter what you say on Hard Knocks, and no matter what happens in the preseason, doesn't mean anything to me right now.
The good news is, Michael, we have 2 good coordinators, guys that have actually been head coaches.
Right.
But they're both doing a fantastic job right now.
That's exactly the right system for Hugh Jackson to be in, I think. And he does do well in a good press conference here and there. I mean, like, he's good at coming out and saying, we're going to just keep trying hard. If that's his only job, God bless him. Let those other guys run this team, in my opinion.
I want to know what he's saying in that headset, because he's constantly talking. Well, he's not calling the plays.
It's not plugged in. I don't think it's plugged in. I think it's full of candy. He just takes like a piece of gum out of it sometimes.
Well, he better get some wins this year, because there are going to be free Bud Light, Michael. Do you like this promotion? I actually saw somebody wrote somewhere in the internet, they said, do you think this is a good idea? The league is run by beer, folks. Beer. You know what runs the NFL?
Yeah,
beer.
Lighten up. No, it's brilliant. It really is. And the reason that you know it's brilliant is that we're talking about it right here. Right. It was all over Facebook. It was all over Twitter.
In case you missed it, Bud Light has put several of these refrigerators around town. And when the Browns win their first game, I don't know how they're going to do this. They're going to electronically open up, and it's free beer.
They're going to electronically open up a riot on the city of Cleveland.
Free beer.
Yes.
Supposedly we're getting one in our studios at ESPN Cleveland.
That'd be hilarious. We got to get one here, right, for back here.
Right.
Come on, Bud Light. I wanted to
Could
open
you
up.
Imagine? We'd be sitting here. When are we going to unlock the fridges?
Yeah,
prediction?
I think we'll win one of our first 3 games. I don't know which one, but I think we're going to win one of our first 3 games.
I think the Browns really need to win the first game. Again,
God,
if you really want to turn this thing around, change the culture, and get things rolling, I think the first game is pivotal. You win the first game, the Browns could win 7, 8, 9 games. But if you lose that first game against the Steelers, it's going to be like, oh boy, here we go again.
And the Steelers, this might be the year. I mean, they're not looking at peak Steeler mode right now.
Ben's concussed.
Talk about a nice start to a season into a new franchise. Listen to us talking about this. How quick do we forget these things? We're just like, this could be it. Oh, God.
We're Cleveland, man. We're both from Cleveland.
Every year.
Before we head to break, are you surprised that the Browns going 1-32 in their last 2 seasons, that a guy like Des Bryant is interested in coming here?
I think it's cool. I'm not totally, I wouldn't be totally against it or anything, but I'm also not, I don't think it's going to be the thing that pushes us over the edge. As far as it being a distraction, how do you feel about that?
I don't think so. You know what? You can always cut him. He's going to be a guy on a 1-year deal.
Right.
He wants a 1-year deal.
Right.
He turned down a 3-year deal from the Ravens. He just wants a prove-it-year deal. We have the salary cap money to do it. Take a chance on him. I know what you're saying. If he doesn't get the ball and things don't go his way, I get it.
Yeah, I'm not even saying. I'm asking. I'm not arguing that. I think you're right. And if you can give me a talent like that, and I know he's not where he was, but he's still really good. A talent like that in his year where he's going to get paid the next year with a chip on his shoulder, and he's a crazy person, bring him on. He's a crazy person.
Baker and Tyrod both said they didn't get a chance to talk with him, but they will be texting him. They both want. If the quarterbacks want him,
put him in the end zone.
There you go.
Put him in.
Next up for the Browns, the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles on Thursday night.
I'll be there.
Home. That should be interesting. The Eagles, they got a little quarterback action. Coming up though, Bauer outage. No.
This hurts.
Trevor's out 6 weeks, but he says he'll be back. Stay with us.
He's not taking it well.
We're at the Roxino coming up.
We are at the Roxino.
A week from tomorrow.
That's going to be a blast.
Welcome back, folks, to the Rizzo Show. It is time now to talk a little Tribe, and we begin with Hall of Famer Jim Thome, who is making his rounds with his former team after being inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. He was back at Progressive Field this weekend. I have to say, so great to see Jimmy. Listen to this.
It's very special. It's good to be back and see a lot of people that you care about and that you want to thank. You want to look them in the eye and thank them and tell them how much you appreciated what they did. I had a chance to sit in here with Sandy for about 30, 35 minutes and just talk old times. That's what it's about.
What a jackpot Jim Thome is for baseball to go on this tour right now as a face of baseball, because he's the perfect guy to take from city to city and say, gosh, I'm just so thankful for everything baseball.
And he means it. There you go.
But imagine that compared to like when they had to take, if they take Sammy Sosa around, Barry Bonds or some Albert Bell or somebody. What if you had to take Albert Bell everywhere? So what a jackpot he is.
Congratulations again to Jimmy. Great player, great person. Now on to the field, Michael. The Indians, the most injury-plagued team going right now. I can't believe, look at some of these injuries. First of all, Bauer leg, I think it's his ankle.
That's a killer.
Tomlin's out, Encarnacion bicep. Poor Martin with that infection. I guess they have it
it's weird.
Under wraps now. Naquin a hip, Chisenhall, and let's not forget Bradley Zimmer, who is out for a year.
And also, remember that Salazar guy we lost at the beginning of the season that was supposed to be a part of our rotation? I mean, they've had some bad luck. They really have.
Back to Bauer for a minute. He said he is furious that he's landed on the DL because he isn't expected to be back till 4 to 6 weeks. It's his first ever trip on the DL. And
that.
Trevor doesn't like to miss any time.
No, this is a guy who had a drone saw his hand in half and he started the next day.
He was having a career year, Michael, really. He made the All-Star team, leading the American League in pitches and strikeouts. That all means a lot to him. But listen, as long as he comes back middle of September or gets ready 2 to 3 weeks for the postseason, that's really all that's going to matter.
The nice thing is knowing that this is one dude who is not going to dog it. If he can be back, he's going to be back. He's not going to sit idly by.
He also loves to get in Twitter wars with some reporters every now and then.
It's
Mike, it's a big week for the Indians. Get ready, kids. Bring on the Red Sox. Ugh. They are the hottest team in baseball. I don't know what they're going to win. There's a 4-game. I think they could win 100 games. A 4-game series. How important do you think these games are in the middle of August against the Red Sox? It's a little gauge to see where you're at. Most people think they're the best team in baseball.
I think they probably are the best team in baseball, too, and it hurts to say. And I think we're going to have a hell of a time getting past them to get to the World Series. But I do think, obviously, it's important, but I think it's more mental at this point. The win-loss isn't as important, but we got to look like we belong on the field with this team. And I think that's what I'll be looking for anyway.
Kluber is on the mound tomorrow night, and he is looking for win number 16. The Indians don't return home again until August 28th. Wow. Coming up, we're going to return. We're going camping, and you won't believe who is our scout leader. Oh, my goodness.
Who could that be?
It's not that. It's a control thing. Welcome back to the Rizzo Show. Michael, I understand. Listen, folks, you love Greg Williams. Do you like Greg Williams? I mean, he's a crazy kind of our defensive coordinator.
As a character, yeah, absolutely.
I heard you caught up with him.
Well, no, not so much. Here's the thing. You guys have been watching that Hard Knocks show that everybody's crazy about.
Sure.
Well, apparently HBO has just so much footage because they're capturing it all the time that they feel like they're wasting a lot of it. So they're making some spin-offs with some of the more popular characters from Hard Knocks, and I guess they're doing one with Greg Williams. Let's take a look.
This week, directly following Hard Knocks, stay tuned for the series premiere of Greg Williams Gets Furious. Each week, you get to watch the irrationally volatile defensive coordinator attempt to perform a mundane task and totally lose his. This week, Greg Williams puts up a camping tent.
Well, it's about that time of year. Every season about now, I like to take the family camping, just get away from football, get out to nature, and just recharge a little bit. They love it, right, gang? Yeah. Hey, well, losing daylight. Guess it's time to set up the old tent. Here we go. All right, here we go. As it should be. And it's just a matter of nothing to get upset about. One more time here. Just relaxing. Damn it! Who tied this last year? Hold on a second now. It's in South Korean! Why is it in South Korean? Where's the two-part? Where's the two-part? You will sleep in the car! You shoot an elephant, son of a shoot it! Ah! Freaking stupid! Ah!
Next week on Hard Knocks presents Greg Williams Gets Furious, the Williams family plays Jenga. Uh-oh.
I think we found our new character. I think first of all, that is so there. Who were those poor people that you had, that Greg had?
Shout out to our producer Jason and his poor family who did that.
Jason made his wife and kids go camping with Greg Williams?
Yep, that's child abuse probably.
Oh my goodness.
But
Michael, you also had a busy weekend. You had shows at the Roxino Friday and Saturday.
They were
I know
fun,
they were fantastic. I mean, how did it go?
It was great. And thanks to everybody who came out and checked out the shows and stuff. And we had a good time. It's a beautiful room if you go there. In fact, we're going to be doing a show there coming up here that people should come and see.
I think it is Monday the 27th.
Oh, okay.
Am I right?
That sounds
Kate,
right
is
to
that
me.
right? Monday the 27th? Oh, they love it.
That's you right there.
Who is that, a Peter Frampton picture with my hat on it?
Really, honestly, that is an eerie Photoshop.
Yeah, it's kind of
creepy.
spooky.
It's how they match the color.
I will not be playing the guitar.
You also
for the
have
record.
this weird look on your face. It's gross. But there's other great stuff coming up.
I was getting tickled at the time.
From what I understand. Do you want?
We want you as a studio audience.
Yes.
We'd love to have you, and it's at Club Velvet, right?
Yes, it is at Club Velvet.
Right. Speaking of the Roxino, let's see what's happening this week. Here's Alex.
Alex.
Hey there, rock stars. My name's Alex, and this is What's Up at the Roxino. $10 million. We're pumping up the winnings 24 hours a day, 7 days a week throughout the month of August at Hard Rock Roxino Northfield Park. It's our biggest promotion with the best prizes ever. Guaranteed free play all day, every day. A chance to win $10,000 cash every day you swipe, win a 2019 Volkswagen Jetta every Saturday, and to top it off, $20,000 in cash will be awarded every Sunday. Try the amazing new Smokehouse menu at Hard Rock Cafe, featuring all your favorite barbecue entrees, smoked to a perfect taste and tenderness. From the hickory smoked ribs to a smoked turkey southern salad, you'll be treated to an authentic smokehouse experience. We have some rockin' shows coming to Club Velvet. First, check out In Step, a tribute to legendary guitarist Stevie Ray Vaughan on Friday, September 7th. Then Live Life in the Fast Lane when Rocky Mountain Way, a tribute to Joe Walsh, hits the stage on Saturday, September 8th. Find your rhythm at Hard Rock Roxino Northfield Park, Vegas Experience, Ohio address.
Hey now, don't you touch that remote.
Why? What's coming on next, Tony?
You know, stay tuned for our good friends, Big Chuck and Lil Chuck, who are coming up next. Time for the Rizzy Vault. And Michael, we're going to open up tonight and travel back to February 2014 as Browns owner Jimmy Haslam addressed the media after he promoted Ray Farmer to be general manager.
Big day.
There is no primer for being an NFL owner. It is a learn on the go, if you will. But I think what's really important is for everybody in this room, but really much more so, all our fans to understand that this ownership group, our family, and this owner is committed to bringing a winner to the Browns.
Well, we're still waiting, Michael, but do you feel like we're on the way?
I feel like better than I used to. And you know what I wanted to mention that I feel better about? A.J. McCarron. How about that performance last night? That's the guy we almost traded for, but we were too incompetent to get, thank God.
No. Whoever derailed that needs a raise right now.
Absolutely.
Well, we haven't seen Jimmy on Hard Knocks.
Yeah, what is that?
2 episodes. I'm surprised.
He likes being on camera. Where's he? What's the deal?
I think you need to go to camp in your Jimmy outfit.
They might not notice. I got some things to say.
They would actually. Folks, please come out Roxino Monday, August 27th. You could be in our studio audience. We're going to tape shows.
It's the morning, but I think they're serving alcohol.
Right. I feel like, they are serving alcohol.
I believe so, yeah. So it'll make it fun for you guys.
Actually, it's not in the morning, but it'll be Monday night, August
Monday night,
27th.
of course.
All right, 6:30?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Good to be alive. Good night.
Come see us.
Thanks, please. Thank you.